Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Scorpio, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for this week ahead, your key to the week is the strength card. Now the strength card, yes, grit, strength, courage, all the rest of it, but this week, my dear Scorpios, it's going to require a lot of perseverance. There is going to be somewhere, or should I say in some area of your life this week, you are going to have to dig deep, maybe dig deeper than you've ever dug before. Certainly maybe even deeper than you've had to dig this, over the course of this year. There is a sense that this week you are needing some inner guidance or some inner wisdom or some inner perseverance that you haven't had to draw upon either for a while or at all. Now you've got a new moon in your sign this week. For those of you that are celebrating, happy damn birthday to you. I truly hope that you have an amazing solar return. Remember to fill the day of your birth with a little bit of everything that you want this entire year ahead to have in it for you, so that you can imprint the energy with all of the things that you want to manifest over the course of this next year. If you are having your birthday on the day of the 4th, on the day of the new moon, this is an even more powerful new moon for you, because it means that this is a birthday new moon, which means in some way, shape or form, something very new is starting to evolve for you. And also, once this new moon is done and we get into the full moon of this month, we are going to be in eclipse season, where the eclipses are going to start bouncing back and forth between your sign and the sign of Taurus. This is a huge deal, and it will be for the next 18 months, which we will all be talking about for the longest time. All right, so with that said, remember your inner perseverance this week. You're going to have to, there's some area of your life that you're going to have to really push through, right? And maybe, you're thinking to yourself, okay, you know what, I can't think of what it is right now. Maybe it will present itself over the course of this week. If you haven't got yours yet, your 2022 horoscopes are up and out there for your purchasing pleasure. You can get yours on the link in the description box below, or one of those little floating things above my head. For your actions and options this week, you've got the 4 of Wands. This is beautiful, especially with the strength card. This would be a great week to go to a show, to go dancing, to go to a club, if you can do that in the country that you're in at this moment in time, if it is possible. If it's not, bring the party to you. You got to find a way to get out of, right? Throw the shackles of whatever it is that is coming up for you over the course of this week and get back into your dance. Have fun, laughter, bring joy into what you're doing. More importantly, for those of, in fact, for all of you actually, in some way, shape or form, this suggests that this week you are doing everything that you can to find the joy, regardless of what and maybe that's the thing that you're having to persevere in, right? It's like, whatever happens this week, I'm going to look for the joy. Whatever, may come up or arise as a challenge, I'm going to find the best of what I can do, or the best of what I can have or be. For your communications and conversations, you have the 9 of Wands. All right, so maybe there'll be some challenging conversations this week, kind of tracks with everything that's going on. You've got this underneath the strength card, right? So there's 2 things that I want to say to you. This week, the conversations that you have, now yours is the sign that is known for power, right? It's power games, power love, love of power, obsession of power, all the rest of it. All Scorpio stuff. This week, you have a chance to really... This week you have a chance to express something that maybe you haven't been able to find the words for, right? So this week there could be a conversation that comes up. Maybe it comes spontaneously or out of the blue, and maybe it's a conversation that's come up several times where you've said nothing. And this time it's like you're kind of in this space now where you're saying to yourself, okay, you know what? all of these times I've bitten my tongue, all of these times I've held back, this is the moment where I am going to say what I believe needs to be said. So this could be a moment where maybe you surprise somebody. It could be a moment where you speak up or out on something. It could just as easily be a moment where, and I say this with, to be as gentle as possible, but maybe one of your own shortcomings is highlighted to you. And because it comes underneath the strength card, this could be, maybe it's through a friend, maybe it's through a colleague, maybe it's through a peer, maybe somebody says to you, okay, you know what, you're totally justified in saying what you say, but have you ever considered this, this, and this? There could be a moment this week where the mirror is turned on you and there's something that you have to look at, maybe in your communication style, and this isn't to say that you're a bad person. We all have moments or things about us that we need to look at. Trust me, honey, I'm learning every day. But, just give it a thought. Now, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could be a battle of words with an employer or with somebody that's in a position of authority or with a group of people at work. And it could be a moment where maybe you've been biting your tongue or biding your time on something, and it gets to the point this week where it's like, no, okay, now you're actually just taking the mick. And you find a way to say what it is that you need to say. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, there's a lot here, right? And when you're a business owner, whether you have employees or whether you don't, everything is on you, right? When it goes well, yay. When it goes bad, all of the shit rolls downhill, and unfortunately you're the only person on the hill, right? So this is it, right? And so this week, whatever challenges come up when it comes to your work or your business, find a way to persevere. It doesn't look like it lasts too long anyway. For those of you that are retired, no longer working for any reason, give yourself a moment to consider what it is that you are holding inside. This is a time where finding a way to really express yourself is really going to be important, not just for your own mental peace or clarity, but also for your own inner peace and clarity. For your love and relations, you've got the Devil card. Okay, so this comes right underneath the Four of Wands. You know what they say, too much of a good thing is a bad thing? This could be that week, right, where overindulging in anything could get the better of you. So just be careful. If you have more than one suitor on the go this week, just be careful. If you're texting several people, I had this happen to me just recently, not on the dating front. You can hear everybody like, really? No, not on the dating front, but where people think they're typing to one person and they send you a message and you read it and you're like, wow, okay, so that's how you actually think of me. Thanks for that. So this could be something like that. So if you're texting more than one person, if you're seeing more than one person, lots of enjoyment, lots of fun. But this Devil card kind of suggests maybe you send a text to the wrong person. Do you know what I mean? So just be careful this week if you have multiple persons on the roster. Because you something might go a little bit skew with. And then this Nine of Wands is going to be very personal. All right, so just be careful. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, you might just want to kick it all back for this week. Do you know what I mean? Like where you're just like, you know what? Fuck it all. Right, and your partner's like, no, come on, we need to persevere, we need to get through this, we'll have moments where we can sit down and just chill and and get all off, but this isn't that moment. Try not to shoot the messenger, right? They obviously love you, they obviously care, so just be careful. Now, when it comes to your money and materials, you've got the Queen of Swords. This could be it could be a challenging conversation around money, finances, and or your work situation. The funny thing is, I kind of get this feeling that maybe somebody's gonna, or maybe you'll say to somebody, you owe me. Maybe somebody will say, you owe me. This could be a week where there might be some challenging talks around finances, around money. So just be careful. Now, it is the Queen of Swords, which suggests this is about being fair. It's about holding your level of integrity and not allowing anybody to sway you from that. I actually get the feeling as well that somebody may try to goad you or what's the word? Don't let somebody pull you off your path or make you act in a way that isn't you. And this isn't about them sort of pushing your buttons. This is about somebody potentially leading you astray. Just be careful. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your kidneys specifically and a part of your liver. So this week, if you happen to like a tipple, yeah, this week you could go overboard and you could be looking at the mother of all hangovers. Just be careful, or you know, you might end up saying something that you really don't, or maybe you do mean it, but you probably would have found a better, more diplomatic way to say what you had to say. And this week, if you kind of get on the sauce, you might go overboard. So just be careful. For you, listen, I've been on the receiving end of a Scorpio cussing previously. I ain't looking for another one. For your new moon message, you saw the card just flipped itself right over. This is your new moon, by the way, as well. You've got the gate 31 and leadership. Did you know that dolphins are extremely telepathic? It's not just the sonar thingy that they communicate with. They have telepathic ability. This is the leadership card, and what I feel this new moon is going to do for you, yes, it could highlight to you where you could become a leader, but it's also going to highlight to you where what the will of the people actually is going to become very evident to you. So those, Scorpio is very good at reading undercurrents, right? And this week, the new moon is going to reveal an undercurrent to you. And it may be one that you either really don't like, or it may be one that you love and that you actually want to put lots of time and energy into. You're just going to have to pay attention to what you're immersed in and who or what you're surrounded by. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have an interesting week. It looks like you will. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.